you know, we're talking about alchemy, we're talking about the soul, we're talking about God and stuff like that. That's not happening everywhere.
You know, people would look at me like I'm weird because I was being genuine or gentle or like not trying to be aggressive. Just being around you guys and seeing that that's beautiful. It's like, thank you, because it wasn't really nobody ever said that. Like, it's not that you need to be validated, but sometimes you need to be like reassured.
Reminded.
Like
that
okay.
It's okay to be soft and it's okay to be, you know, kind, right?
Yeah.
Gentle and sensitive. Yes. This journey and what we're doing in this retreat is meaningful. And just raising that vibration and existing in my life without the weight of having to figure it out, right? Like I can sit now and just pick up the Bible and read verses and feel good and not feel stressed or pressure to like, you know, attach myself to any terms or any. Does that make sense? Like, I'm just
exactly it. It's like, it's, you know, because healing, you know, if it's true healing, it has to bring you peace, you know, and you're not gonna find peace without understanding the way out of this world.
That's it.
For questions, comments, and to show your support, visit us on the web at afroempath.com. What the fuck is good, girl? Fuck, I'm back.
Hey, y'all. Hey, family.
What's going on, man? I'm sorry. I'm happy as shit. Let's do a check-in. You're gonna say let's start with Steph, then Marcus, and then Annette. How are you guys doing? It's been what? How many days since the retreat?
So it's been a week and a day. I've been carrying the energy, that good energy from the retreat with me all week, in everything. I don't think there's been a day that's gone by that I have not felt fulfilled and almost blissful in a sense. Taking that dreamy state of just being where we were and kind of cultivating that in my daily routine and giving that harmony and that love to people around me. So, my mom, she keeps saying like, you just feel lighter. And she's like, and your eyes are different. She was like, this retreat, like it did something to you. And I was like, it did, you know? So for her to be able to see that and other people, just the vibration I have with them, I can see the difference and I can see the change. It feels good. It feels good knowing that this is going to be, you know, this is going to be an annual thing. This is like, this is something to look forward to. And just knowing that, you know, I'm not alone in this walk and in this journey. And I have my empath family with me. Like it just, I don't know, there's just this, there's this peace I carry. And I feel it now, you know, it's there, it's here. So yeah, y'all feel free to share.
What about you, Marcus? How you doing? How you feeling after about a week after?
I'm feeling great, man. Like I've just been able to go into like classes, experiences with different people, and just feel a lot better and like able to talk with them.
You're in college right now? You're back in college? You're back in school?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Please keep going.
Yeah, I've just been able to like, I don't know, not be as nervous and like just be able to handle interactions. And like Steph said, like I know that I have my family out there. Because like I said, like when I was there, I remember like one night after we all went to bed, like I was thinking just like, wow, this is legitimate family. Like this, like we fit in very well together. And like, I feel like I know y'all. I feel like I've known y'all. I feel like y'all know me. Y'all know me. And so knowing that y'all exist is very much comforting because I can just go through knowing that I'm not alone. And then the other piece is like I was walking today and I sat down on some rocks and like I saw 4 pigeons flying and like I looked up what do pigeons symbolize and it means love and sacrifice. I'm like, that's us right there. And so it's just spring, like beautiful. And like just people have been reacting to me very well, like positively and giving me a lot of love. Like even people I didn't expect love from. have been giving it to me, and then I feel like I've been able to return it as well. And like, I don't know, like I just like look at people and I just smile, and I feel like it's partly because of this retreat and like going through what we went through during it. So yeah, thank y'all. Y'all are great.
Thank you.
Yes.
How about you, Annette? How you doing over there?
I'm doing great. I've just been kind of like adjusting to being back, and one of the first people, sorry, my mom was talking. One of the first people who noticed like a change in me was my little sister. She was like, "Oh, you're taller." I'm like, "Huh?" And then my mom was told me recently too. She was like, you look taller. Like, what's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know. Maybe I just like." They're seeing like the growth inside, but it's coming out externally. So that feels really good because, you know, sometimes you don't really see how you change. So it's good to have that positive feedback. Then I've been having some withdrawals. I can't front. Like, I don't like where I'm at that much, but I am like, kind of flow with just being comfortable that I'm where I'm at. Like, you know, for example, being at work today, and, you know, they were having this conversation and I didn't feel like I had to like meet them in their energy. Yeah. Meet them at where they were energetically. So I was like, okay, good. That's progress. I didn't have to try to make them feel comfortable with my energy being high vibration. So what I ended up doing was just like share an experience and kind of like just bring it, not have to force it, but just being me. I don't know, like I'm really embracing myself a lot more. And
when you say where you're at, you mean in the physical place in terms of being in Brooklyn, or you mean an emotional state, or what do you mean?
What do you mean, like what exactly?
When you're saying like, you know, you're having withdrawals and, you know, you don't like where you're at. Do you mean like the place you work, the place you live in terms of Brooklyn, or like your emotional state?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like where I'm at physically. Like I know where I'm in a good place. I just don't like to be able to spread my energy out at the retreat and be free. And then now, like, I actually was thinking about it today because I was on a shuttle bus because the train wasn't working. So I'm like, okay, I'm around a lot of people right now, and I had to like be conscious about my energy not being like closing it back up again. So like I was consciously like, all right, spread your energy out, stretch it out, don't compress it again, don't, you know, being more mindful of like, because, you know, when we first got to the house, one of the things that I said was like, wow, I can spread my energy out, like, I want to keep that. So I don't like where I'm at when it comes to just where I'm living because of the energy. And, you know, when you guys came to New York, you experienced that.
Of course, absolutely, yeah.
So that's what I mean. I'm like, oh, I don't like where I'm at, but everything else is great. I've been feeling a different level of like release. I feel like my body is purging of like a whole bunch of just negative energy. So I feel great. I feel very different, and I see like my eyes have this brightness to it that I thought I never could have again, and I'm seeing it again. So that's making me feel really good.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful. We should update Marcus on kind of like how we.
Oh shit! Word. How about? Can I say some stuff, Steph?
Oh yes, Lewis. I forgot.
You ladies are so nice. Oh my god.
You're so used to being. I'm so used to you not saying much.
I know. But I wanted to say something here because it's been good for me too. You know, I'm not for me in my life. I'm motivated by love, and I've been taking a lot of time to love myself. You know, but there are aspects of my physical. You know, just my I can put it like just being human and the minor upkeep of life, and you know, keeping your keeping your house clean, and you know, taking the time to like you know, pamper yourself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That like I've been slipping on. You know what I'm saying? Just my overall, just I guess you call it self-care, right? I've been slipping on that, not really caring. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have anybody that was in my life. I had the motivation to want to do nice things for myself. Like today I got up and I fucking made a whole big ass meal fucking with the day before I made a fucking apple pie. You know what I'm saying? I've only made apple pie one other time in my life. You know what I'm saying? Just because I wanted it and I had the ingredients and I felt motivated to do it because I knew that if I can do it here, then I can replicate it later on in the retreat for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because it's annual, so it gives me something. It gives me something to fucking look forward to. You know what I'm saying? And that keeps me motivated. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Very much.
That's huge. Yeah. So go ahead and do what you guys are gonna say.
No, I'm sorry. No, I want to hear more actually. Flowing there.
I mean, yeah, sure. Apple pie, that was yesterday, and today I made lime chicken. And mashed potatoes, like not that nasty shit, like home, like actually, you know, when you actually take the time to chop up the potatoes small and boil them, and then add mashed potatoes and maybe a little cheese, some garlic, some salt, some pepper. You know what I'm saying? That good ass mashed potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Not that instant shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And taking the time to fucking marinate my fucking chicken before I fucking cooked it. You know what I'm saying? You know, for a couple hours. Like, you know what I'm saying? Life like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that I don't, for me, I'm just like, yeah, pop some shit in the fucking oven. And, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, just taking the time to, I guess what it is also, it's embracing the, you know, the feminine side of myself. You know what I'm trying to say? That makes any sense. Right? Because as men, we don't really like cooking and fucking taking spiritual baths and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't think about, you know, most men don't think about shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially black men. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was nice to just kind of be in the atmosphere of that and know that that's cool and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And it's good. It's good for all of us. You know, I think we all can forget, no matter whether we're male or female. But just taking a step back and being around other people and creating a vibration that is inspiring to you to be able to want to do new and inventive shit. So let's start with Stephanie. How does that working out for you? Because I know, you know, for me, I know for me it's doing something, and I'm pretty sure in your life it's doing some things as well, right? In terms of new habits you've been taking on.
Yeah, I for starters, like I don't feel forced to have to show up in a sense of needing to answer my phone when everybody calls me, or send a message back right away just because I've been contacted, right? Or like. Even like
you get that too, that fucking feeling of anxiety when somebody fucking
it's dread. It's like, oh shit, you know, and there's nothing in me, there's not an inkling of pressure. It literally is like I'm still on this motherfucking retreat and I'm in that hammock in the back, yo, and I'm staring at the trees just like lax and the wind's blowing and I feel good. And
you know why that is? You know why that is?
Pressed for time, and I'm not pressed for time.
Yeah. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think why that is because you finally realize what's important.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, very much. Yeah.
None of that shit really fucking matters. It's not doing anything for your fucking soul. It's not doing anything for your evolution. And so once you find a vibration and you know that is conducive to that, it's like you realize a lot of other shit is fucking falls by the wayside. And I've noticed recently. Speaking of that, that my mother's been like ultra fucking needy recently. I'm like, what the fuck? My mother never cares if I say I love you. Like I said, I love you to her, and she's like, I said I love you to her at the end of the conversation, end of a quick conversation. She's like, yeah, well, sure you do. You know, that's one day. The next day, she's like, I call her by accident because I was trying to, you know, make a call to some other place, and I just, you know, sometimes you do that. And she's like, well, you don't have time to talk to your mom. I'm like, no, I talk to you almost every day, Mom, or every other day. You know what I'm saying? But she was just, you know what I'm saying, just ultra. And I realized that as I raise my vibration, you know what I'm saying, if stop giving energy to those people in my life that bring me anxiety and that haven't dealt with themselves and carry demons, right? That it's like it really allows them to have to be introspective and go into places of perceived loneliness, right? Really, but they're not alone because we all know we have God, right? And really reconnect with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's good for not just for us, but for the people that we leave behind, not physically necessarily for the retreat days, but energetically, even when we come back. But go ahead, Steph.
No, that was great. No, I'm just, that's like, for me, being okay with the silence too, being okay with not having to follow up, not being okay with being awkward, like being myself, right? Because we're empaths. We're gonna be that sometimes. So like, for example, today, my oldest daughter plays basketball, and Lewis knows, but like I usually dread being around the moms and some of this like catty energy and the gossip. It literally sometimes feels like a clique from high school. Some of these girls, some of these moms. And, it's like, yeah, I would go in there and I would like force myself to like have these conversations and like laugh at jokes that I didn't fucking think were funny, and just like be this image to show up for them to like, like you said, Annette, like raise this vibration, especially when it's low or they're moody, or you could tell like they're going through something and feel like I have to fill that void, and so for me, the difference and what I noticed today was like, I didn't let that energy come in and force me to have to show up. I showed up for myself. I literally enjoyed my time watching my daughter, sitting in silence, being the odd one, being the one that no one really was talking to, or, and it was okay. And I didn't feel like, I didn't put that pressure or that weight on myself to like, participate. I was able to sit with my youngest and we're in our own little bubble and we're laughing and we're like shouting for my daughter and we're doing our own thing and we're existing on the side and not in the crowd. You know what I mean? And I was able to see how I've taken myself out of the context, and it's still in a healthy way. Like I don't feel like I was ignoring anybody, and I don't feel like it was conscious. It was just like I'm existing and thriving in this space with my daughter, and I don't have to show up for any of these people, and it was okay. For the first time, it felt just like I could do that, right? Because before I would get anxiety, like, oh God, I'm gonna have to talk to these mothers and be around them and pick up on this, and it was like, yo. And then eventually, after so much time had went by, they all kind of like came to me and was like, wait a minute, you were gone, you were out of town, and kind of started to try to like ask me questions and this and that. And I just was very simple in my responses, because people will drain you with like how much they're trying to pull out of you to like fill themselves up. So I literally just gave people like short answers, like, oh, it was fun. You know what I mean? It was great. I don't have to feel, or I didn't feel forced to like have to give so much away, if that makes sense.
That's fucking beautiful, Stephanie. That makes perfect fucking sense. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. So those two things right there, like just and it's introspection too. It's like I'm in that place of I feel okay to be on my own now, because I trust and know that I'm not though, and I don't need these other, the falsehood of these relationships or these people or these energies that never filled me up and made me feel whole or good anyway. You know what I mean? So now I can sit in what's not even awkward for me, what might be awkward for, I don't know, but what just feels natural, I guess. So, yeah. But yeah, anybody else?
I've just been feeling like there's like just embracing myself around others that don't know me, not, like I said, not trying to change a vibration and I don't know, kind of make it where it's not obvious that they're not like that. Because with the awkwardness and like you're just chilling and you're minding your business, and then people feel like they can dissect you with those little things. Like I'm stopped caring about it as much. Try to make people feel comfortable with being around me. Like if something wrong with me, like no, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't have to make you feel comfortable to be around me. Like if you really want to get to know me, you're gonna have to make those steps. I'm not gonna make it so easy. Like you need to earn my love and my my respect, my attention, because
you're worth it.
Yeah.
Exactly. You found your sense of self-worth again.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because like I have a friend that I was always talking to her, and there's only one friend, and like ever since I've come back from the retreat, like I haven't even had a full conversation with her. And she texted me like, I'm sorry, I've been a bad friend. I've been busy with this and that and the other. And I was like, girl, I'm chilling. Like this, like, I don't know why you feel like, I don't think she meant it in a bad way, but I see that, like, I feel good with my alone time more. I'm looking forward into just studying my Bible more and just being who I am and not like feeling like I'm missing anything, because I really am not. And it's just, it feels really good. Also, like, you know, because I changed my schedule and I transferred over to a location that was closer to home. I'm able to implement certain rules that were bothering me in the house with my sister. I'm having a little bit more time with her. So I'm excited to see this new journey too, but being able to show her like what it is to be, you know, confident in myself. Because, you know, I'm a big sister, so just being me, I have to not have to, but I've just been okay with not trying to feel like I'm missing anything. Because that was always my thing. Like, I feel like I'm missing this or I'm missing that, and overthinking the things that probably I didn't really need to worry about. So, like, something simple like recently, like my phone is acting up, so I ordered a new one. I'm like, you know what, it's time. And before I would like tell people like, oh, I bought this or I bought that, and now I'm like, I don't even have to tell nobody what I got. Like, I don't know what that means, but it feels really good to just have.
I know what it is. You're not investing. You're investing. I always say you're either investing in two places, right? Or feeding two things: your ego or your heart, right? And as you begin to feed your heart and realize the benefits of it more and more, you begin to stop caring about feeding the ego and the identity. That's one of the reasons I was trying to I was letting Steph know to stop posting on Facebook. Just period. Just stop posting on Facebook. Period. Because I said, after you come back from this retreat, don't post that you've been on the retreat. Because if people care about you in your life, they're gonna find you and reach out to you and call you if they really care.
And ask you.
Yeah. Exactly it. And ask you personally. Exactly. So don't bother with that persona anymore. It's wasted energy you could be devoting into knowing yourself better and knowing God better, and through that relationship, having more harmonious life with others. You know.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcus.
So I've been on.
Okay, I want to touch if you want. I mean, if you're done now, I want to see how Marcus is feeling. I know. He was saying during the retreat that he was also suffering from some issues of self neglect. How's that going for you, Marcus? And do you think, kind of like Annette has said, that you know, the retreat had kind of helped in that, in terms of you finally not neglecting certain aspects of yourself?
Yeah, the retreat has helped with it, in the sense of that, like, I have been in social situations, but I've been able to remain myself in them and not feel pressured to, like, get the approval of others or feed the ego by talking or anything like that. Just be comfortable with being, because I was comfortable with being around y'all, so I was able to translate that same comfort into just my everyday life. And so that's been good. And then, like, even like when stressful situations come up where, like, I'm trying to discern like how to like make my schedule work, how to balance certain aspects of it, like, I just know that I have faith in myself that I'll figure it out, and then I end up figuring it out. And just like a lot of love, like, internally has been reflected externally. Not that I've been looking for it, but it just has. And it's just been very, very good and calming to be back. And like, I feel like I know a bit more of who I am. And I also have the goals, like Annette said, of like getting closer to God through reading the Bible, as well as, you know, meditation, like always. And so, and it's just like, there are moments where I'm like, oh shit, I didn't meditate today, but it's like, you know what? Saturday, I have not much to do. Immediately when I wake up, I'm going to meditate and take care of what I didn't take care of the other days. Yeah. And then like you said, like, you know, we went through exorcism. So like I said during the exorcism, after the exorcism, that you taught me to believe in myself. Like, I really truly mean that, because now when something comes up, like, I know I have the tools to handle it. And I've had that since I've known you, but even more so now. And like, I feel it physically. And like, you texted us 20 minutes before to like light some incense and smoke some and just chill. And like I decided to take some deep breaths. And when I was taking these deep breaths, like it was very much similar to the deep breaths I was taking with y'all on the retreat, which were miles better than the ones I had been taking before, and just a new harmony.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is, Marcus? Why do you think that is that when you're on the retreat, you're able to do deep breathing better? What's your take on that?
Being around people of high vibration who understand, and like also just I'm like just I feel like when you're with the teacher, that helps. I don't know my theory. I don't have a theory on it. I just think being around a teacher and being in like a good environment without the distractions that we have in our daily environments is very, very helpful and conducive to that. And then also it's just like I'm saying, being around like-minded people, but like, you know, we're talking about alchemy, we're talking about the soul, we're talking about God and stuff like that. That's not happening everywhere. And so when we're talking about that in like the physical, in front of each other, like I feel like we can, you know, take that and incorporate it, because it's also a vibration that we're hearing. So it's like you know, words can't explain, but
that's good. No, that was good.
That's beautiful.
Did a good job. That was nice. That was beautiful. Yeah, nice job.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think you know there's many ways of why that is, why you're able to do more spiritual work with other spiritual people. But I think, you know, one way to describe it is that, like, as empaths, we all seek harmony, right? And we live in environments where we are having to take on the pain of others to create that harmony within ourselves through transmutation. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Does that make sense? Okay, so when we're around one another, right, as empaths, we are able to work with. It's like when I was doing the energy work on Marcus, I was working with his soul, which was seeking harmony to help get the demon, or to get the spirit out of him that was latching onto him. Does that make sense? And you guys were able to help energetically support me and him in that work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we all want to energetically be in like a formation of sacred geometry energetically. Does that make sense? We don't want any kind of imbalance, and so we're able to heal exponentially through us each doing a bit of transmutation for the other that is in need. Does that make sense?
Yes.
With that said, as we move forward, we don't overdo it. We want to try to keep the retreats where, initially, until we're strong enough to go out into the world, we want to keep them kind of small and build up. You know what I'm trying to say? So we're not doing too much work. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to know that we're all capable of doing some type of work. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So I'm not sure. Maybe I was going on a little spiel there, but yeah, that was.
No, that was down.
You guys get what I was going with that?
Yeah, we lived it, so we definitely get it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we were all able to kind of show up for one another in different ways. Like after we kind of because we each did have a moment of unpacking, right? And just kind of sharing our story or some of the hardships that we deal with in our life. And so
tell me I didn't unpack though.
Okay, Lewis is an exception.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, let's keep going.
But for the rest of us, I noticed that myself.
Your mom can't cook, Lewis. You were unpacking that.
What did he say?
Your mom can't cook. You were unpacking that.
True, that's true. Yeah, I'm gonna stay bragging on my mom until God bless her, she's gone. So yeah, but yeah. No, I'm not saying anything because y'all unpacking. I'm just like, I don't want people to think that if they're coming to a space that it's, I think as a healer, you should allow people to heal, not use their empathy to heal from them. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. And so I've gone to therapists where they end up fucking spilling their shit to me. And I'm like, yo, dog, like, but that's hashtag empath life. You know what I'm trying to say? On the real,
For real.
So, but anyway, keep going.
No. Just back to like how we were all able to show up for each other in different ways. Energetically, you know what I'm saying? Just empathically. And we didn't even have to try. It was just almost like we showed up as our true selves, as our full selves in this setting. Because like Marcus said, we didn't have the distractions. We didn't have the outsiders. We didn't have the world in which we exist in outside of that retreat to come in and kind of dampen us a little bit. We were able to just be free in the sense and leave these issues after unpacking behind, and then return back to these settings with a lightness, with the weight gone, and just being in a new place spiritually. I can even say that for myself, like before the retreat and just kind of while on this journey, like I think I kind of stayed in that mindset post-college of just like, I don't know who it is I need to pray to, and I don't know how to cultivate this spirituality within myself that makes sense. Like I wasn't adhering or attaching myself to any religion, but at the same time, I wasn't really calling anything. I just was like, yeah, I know there's a higher force, and yes, I know I'm empathic and I'm spiritual and I have these gifts, but like, now that I've been able to connect with you guys and we've been able to have these conversations and just about everything, about connecting with nature and God and just in our soul's ascension and everything, I feel like it's done wonders for me, and just not having to figure it all out and not having to put a term on it, and just existing and knowing and trusting that this journey and what we're doing in this retreat is meaningful. And just raising that vibration and existing in my life without the weight of having to figure it out, right? Like I can sit now and just pick up the Bible and read verses and feel good and not feel stressed or pressure to like, attach myself to any terms or any. Does that make sense? Like
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like because healing. If it's true healing, it has to bring you peace. And you're not gonna find peace without understanding the way out of this world.
That's it. That was the theme of our retreat, was ending the simulation.
Yeah, that's true. The theme of the retreat was saying goodbye to the simulation.
Yes, I say that to myself while I'm at school. Just
do you say that?
Yeah.
Yo, it's a real.
And we did it. Did you guys feel that? We did it.
Yeah, man.
We did.
That was so powerful.
We did it. We ended this shit.
And then we saw that damn truck.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah, and when we were on our way
twice,
and then we were coming back. Yeah, like that was real sign.
We saw a truck that with the big letters that said "The End." So.
Man,
that's fine.
Man.
Yo.
I gotta send the picture. Hold up, let me put it up.
Wait, because was Marcus in the car? You saw?
No, I don't even know what y'all are
right?
talking about.
He wasn't on it either way.
Because we were on our way to New York. That's what I wanted to tell Marcus.
Yeah, on the way to pick Marcus up. Man.
We took Annette home. Yeah, we saw that on the way to get you, and then when we were on our way taking Annette home, we saw that, and it was like confirmation, right?
Oh, right. So Marcus wasn't in the car either, and both. Wow.
Whoa.
All right. Let you guys want to see some pictures? Let me wrap it up here if you want. If you guys, you can keep talking after, but what I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, we're going to actually do one in the spring instead now, because
yes.
What we decided is that people get their tax returns. You know what I'm trying to say, a little bit during that time. So yeah, we're gonna look to do it annually in the spring. And we're actually going to post this stuff on our normal Facebook. We figured it's time to kind of bring this, what we're doing kind of to the public. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna just kind of focus on those spring retreats and kind of expanding it slowly but surely. You know what I'm saying? People are still going to be interviewed to see that they're a legit empath and everything like that. But that's kind of where we're going. So anybody that's listening and they're interested, it's probably going to be,
and they're still going to get interviewed, right?
Yeah, they're still going to be interviewed. Yeah, screened. But the thing is, we're gonna travel. We're probably going to travel around a little bit, right? That's the plan. So,
yay!
All right.
Wait! I have to ask Marcus a question.
Yeah.
I need to know, Marcus. Did you try on that green shirt or what?
Oh, shit! Steph, I haven't done it yet, but I will tomorrow. I will.
Okay.
Tomorrow. But I'll put the picture.
And send
I also
yes.
just want to say, like, it's crazy how much, like, your teachings are just kind of out there, essentially, because I took up some, like, religion classes, and, like, it's very, like, I'm looking at Buddhism, I'm looking at Hinduism, and, like, it's very, very, similar. It's like the same truths that you speak about, and then also like
that I speak about.
Oh, that Lewis that we're all
that we all about. Okay, right, and that's why I struggled trying to find myself and have these, just adhere to like what it is I practice, right? Because that opened me up to like identify in each one something that resonated with my spirit, right? Like it can
be confusing. Yeah, but let me ask you this, Mark. In particular, what? In terms of the Hermetic philosophy, or what in particular? Because I say a lot.
Soul ascension and return to God, and like souls as light and things like that. Like Hinduism especially talks about that. And then I'm looking at like Jewish mysticism. I'm not Jewish.
Yeah, it all came from ancient Egypt. It all came from ancient Egypt. The Hinduism, the Judaism, the Christianity, the Islam, even the Buddhism. It all came from ancient Egypt. So once you understand that, that's why understanding Hermetic philosophy is the basis for all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
And the other thing that I wanted to say was like before, I was at an event earlier today, and at this event, like this professor was trying to tell like the freshman incoming class about like how they belong and stuff like that. And she said, I'm an empath, so I want us to take a moment to breathe and like put our hands together but not close together, so you could feel your energy and like put like positive vibes out there. And it was like, what the fuck? Like, this is the shit, man. Like, awesome. There's a lot of us out here, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. And that we're all on missions. And and like, even in class, like, our teacher takes a moment, and it's a black teacher, of course, takes a moment for us to breathe and center ourselves before we begin the class. Beautiful. So this shit is happening. Just so y'all know, we are raising the vibration.
Are you saying it began to happen after you came back from the retreat and after the work we did?
Yes.
Wow. That's incredible.
That's really cool.
And I'm also just saying, like Lewis, like you are a professor. Like know that, because like my professors are doing similar shit to you, but not even at the same depth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Yeah.
I knew. I mean, I've been in college. I knew that those philosophy teachers had nothing on me, but I wasn't arrogant about it. I just knew it, I just like, but they knowing you're wise in a place that. In an environment that doesn't necessarily view, especially black men, as men of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much, but it took a lot of courage and inner work and just like steadfastness to do a podcast for 2 years and then meet you guys and do the work we had to do. And I knew it, and in the back of my mind, I knew I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard Bobby Hemmett say one time that about Ascension, that it had to be initiated by us. You know what I'm trying to say? Wow. And I took that as that is my call. That is my calling, because I knew I wanted to free black people before physically, and now that I understood the spiritual aspect of it, I was like, okay, well, someone's got to do it. Someone with a pure heart has to do it. So here I go.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been really helpful.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Oh man, thank you too. All of you guys have been amazing with this experience. I wasn't sure until we really were around each other, and it felt like family, but it also was just like even better than family, because there was no judgment there, that subtle stuff, and also like, I don't know, like just the energy that you guys gave me really helped me just open up more and be okay with not thinking about what I'm doing too much or how I'm looking or how I'm being perceived, because that caused a lot of anxiety for me before, because it was like, people would look at me like I'm weird because I was being genuine or gentle or like not trying to be aggressive, because that's not my personality. Like, why do I have to be aggressive just because everybody else is? It's not who I am. And those, just being around you guys and seeing that that's beautiful, it's like, thank you, because it wasn't really nobody ever said that. Like, it's not that you need to be validated, but sometimes you need to be like reassured.
Reminded. Like that
okay.
It's okay to be soft, and it's okay to be, kind, right?
Gentle and sensitive,
Gentle and sensitive. Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
So it was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is exactly what I've been needing, and I feel good. And I feel even better being alone more than before. Like, the phone thing, when you said that, I was laughing. Because I was like, I'm not even looking at my phone like that.
Yep. Put that thing face down and walk away. Yeah. It's real.
All right. On a brighter note, yo, let's talk about that food, yo. Yo, let's talk about that food, yo. Yo, check out these memes, yo. Check out these memes first of all.
Oh God.
Check out these memes. Where are we at here? Check out this one here. Start off with.
They memes, Louis? Yeah,
I made a couple memes, my nigga. Let's go, of course. Check out chat. Check out chat. It's got the Simba from the Lion King, right? I'm sorry, no, Simba's father from the Lion King, right? And he's saying, and it says, Simba's father's voice, remember, and it's got a picture of my Puerto Rican pizza.
Louis, if you don't make that the thumbnail, I'm rioting, man.
Yo, listen, I'm on it. But listen. Like, yo, they don't know. The listeners don't know about this Puerto Rican pizza. I'm gonna need some testimony. I'm gonna need a witness here. Can someone describe what Puerto Rican pizza is and what it does to you?
It's great. It's like
good
chicken on cheese, on plantain, on sole.
Yes.
It's just beautiful. It's great.
Had that mixture of like sweetness with the plantains, but then that zestiness with like the bell pepper. Like, it was
banging.
It's on point.
Yeah. So it was what was it? It was plantains. It was basically, I thought I like pineapple pizza, right? So I kind of made it like basically a pineapple pizza with peppers and onions. And then Marcus doesn't do bacon, so I was like, I can't do that. So I just used some turkey bacon, which still tasted fine. And then put plantains on top of it just for like a little added something. Like, come on, plantains on a pizza? I don't know why. Why is it not a thing? It has to be a thing because pineapple is, and it came out great. It was great, yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, I miss it.
We had Puerto Rican pizza and Puerto Rican lasagna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that was Stephanie. That was your favorite, right? The lasagna, correct?
That lasagna was everything, especially because we were sitting outside. It was our first night, right? I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was so nice just being outside and I brought the candles out, y'all, and we had the little napkins and the plates, and we were just sitting out there in that hot, yummy lasagna out in like the cool, crisp like nighttime. Like, it did everything. It was the food, but it was also the setting, and it was also like our vibration and just everything mixed in, yo. And
you know what you said? You made a good point. You talked about when food is cooked with love. You know what I'm trying to say? You can you can vibrationally, that enters you. No?
Yeah, it does.
It does. We had a moment of like silence, and we were just like fucking going to town. Okay? We were all in that energetically together, just like it tasted so good. And then we had dessert after, right? Do we have the pie after? What do we have?
Oh, yeah, we did.
What did we have after?
Annette sweet potato pie with some gelato, right? Some I think it was coconut gelato.
Oh yeah. Right. Oh yeah, so true. Wow, we ate a lot.
And we were out, and then after that, like even just the moment, the aftermath, right? Just like sitting in our fullness and that goodness, and then we were out there talking for like an hour or so. Just, you know what I'm saying?
And the fire, remember the fire pit?
Yes.
Oh, the crazy flames, the crazy color flames.
Yo,
I was trying to hide that from y'all for a bit. I was like, yo, I'm gonna trick these niggas and make them think I got some fucking, see what they say. You guys didn't realize, you guys didn't know I was throwing them shits in there initially, right?
Mm-mm.
In the flame.
Not at first.
Wait, what?
Like the changing of the colors, like I didn't.
Did you know? Did you hold on? Wait. Did you guys? Manette, what did you think changed those colors on the fire?
I don't know. I never seen the fire like that before.
So what'd you think when you saw it?
I thought it was gorgeous. I've never seen fire look green like that and almost blue, purplish. I was like, what is going on? What are you adding to it, Louis?
This nigga. Okay.
That's what I was going for. I wanted it to be magical, like, what the fuck? And then that didn't even question anything. She's like, oh, this must what happen when empaths get together.
Yo, I'm...
Oh my God.
What did you add to it? It was like a special wood or something?
No, it's these little packets that have like some type of copper derivative in there, and it adds different colors to the flame.
Yo, oh my God! I really was like, "What?"
That's awesome. Because I was putting him in there for kind of on secret at first, but then I dropped one down and it went like right out in front of everybody. I was like, ooh,
And I seen that, and that's how I caught on.
Yeah. What were you thinking? Funny. What were you thinking at first, though, Steph? When you first saw the colors,
I kind of was like, "Yo, these white folks got us wood that like changes color and shit." We're like, I don't know, I didn't know.
Leave it to a black person from Portland to think fucking white Santa jumped down the fucking chimney chute.
Since Marcus mentioned that he's seen the fire turn green once, I never did, and I was like, why is it that I'm seeing green fire? What the heck?
That's true. You guys did talk about it before, just randomly. And I was like, oh shit, that reminded me. Like, we're gonna throw this shit in now.
Yeah. That was epic, man. I was really like, whoa, that was so beautiful. That was a good effect, man. Thanks.
Oh yeah, not a problem.
And then what about like our music time? Like what about that? The little drumming chime.
I got that. I'm gonna put that in the podcast eventually.
That was cool.
Yeah.
It was awesome. We were a little band.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hot. And you guys did all right. You guys did all right.
First time.
Yeah. You guys want to hear a little bit of that? What it sounded like?
Oh no.
Yes.
No. Hold on. If y'all don't want to hear, I'm like,
You have it ready?
Play it, Louis.
Yeah. Which one? Who sent it to me? Which one of y'all sent it to me?
I have no idea.
I sent it to you.
It was you?
My first video. It was my very first video.
Video? Oh, I think Annette sent it.
It's 3 minutes and 33 seconds, actually. Exactly.
Okay. All right. I got it. I'm trust.
Okay.
Oh, here you go. I'm gonna play it. Take it out. You guys hear it okay?
Let's go.
All right. You hear it okay?
1, 2, 3. Yeah. This is faster. Wait. Hold on. My black ass. I got it. I can't keep it low. I've got to. Okay. Yes.
And for the record, that's me on the doom, doom, doom. Stephanie's on the chime, ding. Annette's on the shakers, and Marcus is on the bongos. Get it together, Steph. It's okay if y'all want to dance, get out your seats at home. I was trying to show Marcus, yeah, dog. You can do a couple more beats on that. Oh, you can't hear it now, huh?
There you go.
Experiment with different ways of doing it. I'll fast forward here. Get it!
Nice, yo. Beautiful. Hey, I came through on this.
Get it?
Gotta pick an album now.
It's over, yo. We about to do fucking empath world music. Yo, we about to go platinum, nigga. Let's go.
I'm saying.
Yo, why y'all fucking around? What do you think this is about? We about to get a group together.
That was perfect. That was perfect. Man.
So
that was cool.
Mm-hmm. So what do we think about the CBD oil and the herbs? Can we unpack about that?
let's unpack about the CBD oil and the herbs. First of all, personally, I love the fucking CBD oil. I know, it's got good reviews from me. I know Net might have some issues with it. Like, I think if you need to, maybe start, if you're a person that maybe think you're maybe sensitive to it, start like half a dose. That's what I did. And also, you gotta be careful with it. Like, not to use too much of it. You know what I'm saying? But it was our first time using it, so we didn't really know. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think for the most part it was good. But there was one day when me and Tiffany took it 3 times, and yo, we was up fucking high on CBD, yo, giggling like little fucking bitches. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was the first night I was so done. I was like, oh my God, I'm tired. I felt like I was high. And then I was like, oh, this CBD must have kicked in. And it was cool. It was very calming.
It did when you first came to my place, right? It did help you calm down though, right? And help you release some shit, no?
Yeah, it helped calm me down really fast without having to feel the wooziness of being like, smoking weed,
Yeah.
So I like that because I don't really like feeling out of control. So yeah, that was good.
How about you, Marcus? What'd you think of
CBD?
CBD?
It was like really, really, really calming. I remember that. And then I remember I was more aware of my body when I had it. Like, I'd been on a bus all night, and then I had my knees kind of flexed. And when I took it, I realized, oh shit, I have this thing in my knee. And then the next day, it was all better, and it just made me feel like relaxed, almost like sunken in, almost. If if you're on a comfortable couch, if that makes sense.
Perfect sense.
Just cozy.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Yeah. How about you, Steph?
So I have done it before, with a friend like a while back, and I remember just how calming it was then. So I was so excited. Like when Lewis bought it, I was just like, I can't wait. And when we took it, when I was at your house that first time, it was instant. It was instant. As soon as we held it under the tongue, you know what I'm saying, and had it on top of the tongue and then swallowed it, literally, like as it's going down, I was like, okay, like I'm here. I'm present. This is happening. And I could remove like any nervousness or anxiety and just be. It helped a lot. It helped us bond energetically. I mean, we have that, naturally or whatever, but like it did help get rid of all the extra.
It's like a little lubricant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it helps
for the nervous
seal.
system.
Yeah, it helps seal all of us together, perfectly. So yeah.
All right, let's talk about the herbs now. I got a little custom herb blend, and this is non-marijuana right here, obviously. But so, what do you think? Start with Annette, and then Marcus and Steph.
That was actually pretty decent. I enjoyed it. I didn't feel woozy or like I was smoking weed or anything, but it did bring some calming effect. It smelled good. So that was comfortable to do wherever we were. I like the roll too, like that rolling paper,
Like king palm.
right? That palm, that it was a palm leaf, right? That was dope because it didn't. Yeah, it just felt healthier for me, so I felt comfortable with it. It was cool.
Yeah. Definitely still.
I liked.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Oh, you could go ahead.
No, you first. You first.
Oh no.
I was just saying I liked it. Like it was very, very, very calming. And sorry about that. It was just very, very calming. And yeah, I liked it a lot more than weed because like weed can make you lose control or like
we can make you lose control.
Just make you lose. Yeah, just bring you in a lower vibe, and the herb definitely didn't do that. It was definitely raised the vibe and like released a lot of anxiety, and just like it's very, very calming.
Good shit. I'm glad I bought it, and I just wanted to say what I was trying to say before is that Stephanie liked it so much she fucking stole mine.
No, you gave it to me, Lewis. Don't even play these games.
She didn't steal mine, but she was like kind of like picked it up and was like, I really would like this, and you're going to give it to me. And I'm like, yeah, sure, have it. You know. Yeah,
it's so funny. Like I kept the pack for like a couple of days because I didn't want to smoke it without having the King Palms or whatever, and I didn't have those. So I like went to my little local corner store. I'm like asking them, like trying to describe it, and I forgot what it was called. And they were like, "No, we don't have anything that you could like pack it." So I ended up smoking when I came home. I ended up smoking one with like a jackpot like swisher roller. Like I had to roll it up like a blunt, you know. And I was like, damn, this is not the same. And then I found a place down the street, so I was able to get a couple King Palms, and I packed it, and I finally just smoked it at home, and it just did the exact same thing. It just put me in a calm state, you know, because like I think the whole blunt and filter thing initially is intimidating. Like when he bought it and he showed me, I was just like, fuck, you know, and like, is it like weed? Like I don't want to get high, you know, like I don't want to feel all weird. You see
what looks like what could be a marijuana joint, but it has no marijuana in it. So it's just the context of you seeing that in your mind and not realizing that, you know what, we've as indigenous people have smoked herbs for not just marijuana but other herbs for, you know, generations upon generations for calming and healing and bonding, all types of things. So yeah.
And you even added like a little bit of like the Palo Santo, like you did a couple little
sage
chips,
yeah.
little sage,
yeah,
and it smells amazing. Yeah, I love it, love it. But then, ironically, we ended up smoking a little Kush anyway, you know.
Yep. Yeah, that good shit. We got some good shit. Motherfucking $60 for an ounce of good medical grade fucking. It was called Amnesia Haze marijuana.
Remember how that lady sold it though to us? She was just like, "You guys are gonna love this stuff."
This little looks like little islander type lady, right? Some shit, right? A little Polynesian type lady, maybe. Maybe. Anyway, her eyes were so fucking gleamy,
glossy.
I was like, "Holy shit! Do I need this in my life?"
We want it. We're sold.
Yeah. We were in a state where it was legal, so we weren't breaking any laws or rules or anything. So yeah. I
didn't smoke. It was just them three.
Yes. For the record, y'all.
For the record. Don't. We don't want anybody coming to Annette's house. Whoop whoop.
But you know what? I look at that and I'm still glad for that experience though. Just because of like what ended up happening, you know, for all of us and especially for me.
Oh shit! Which brings me to my next fucking meme. Hold on.
Can we talk about it? Like that was, we went through some deep stuff there.
We're gonna talk about it right after this meme. This meme ties perfectly into it, yo. Check me out. Check me out, yo. Check me out. Check out this meme.
Okay, let me see this. Oh shit.
Yo, Lewis, be ready.
Loading.
He be ready.
Come on, read that out loud. Come on.
Yo,
please, can somebody read that out loud, please?
When you're ready to make s'mores and Steph starts astral traveling.
When you're ready to make s'mores and Steph starts astral traveling.
Yo, you still have the freaking chocolate.
I ate the chocolate, but I had the wrapper for the picture.
So
yo, we were all ready to go do s'mores, and then Steph started fucking after she smoked weed, she started apparently. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go into this because you know what? We wanted to find out how it all transpired because I wasn't around for it. I came in after, but apparently, story goes.
Oh, my camera. Hey, y'all.
The fuck you?
I'm outside my house. I didn't mean to
All right, yeah. I'm keeping mine off here, but anyway,
I didn't mean to check that.
Okay. Apparently, Annette, you were doing some. You said you do that. You're doing like some kind of rocking back and forth and like.
No, I was just meditating and just releasing my soul cries to God, and then something happened. I didn't know that was going to happen.
All right.
Which was that Stephanie, because Stephanie. So when I was making my meditation and I was taking my deep breaths and I started kind of crying, and I was releasing the guttural sounds but I guess it sounded like humming, kind of whatever. What were you doing? Like,
so I remember in that moment, like I felt like while you were crying, I was also kind of rocking back and forth. I remember like my head swaying back and forth, and I felt like I was making sounds as well. Even I know you said you don't remember, but I remember kind of I was kind of crying out myself. And then all of a sudden I remember kind of like taking this deep breath, and that's when I was like, okay, y'all, I'm back.
wow.
And I looked over and Lewis had I don't know, you weren't around, but then all of a sudden you kind of came close to me and you had the phone and you were like, okay. And you had all these questions of like, just what happened? And Marcus was sitting on the other side of Annette, and then you guys kind of just tuned in. And it was so hard for me to try to like articulate and get it out because I was like, oh my God, what just happened? Right?
Yeah, you were out of breath.
I was like, I'm back. And I remember just feeling like, like I literally had left my body. And I remember you were saying, Lewis, that you felt like you were kind of like in a state of paralysis. I was too, but I also was shaking internally, and I wanted to see if anybody could see me shaking externally. And I
was shaking externally. I was doing the shaking that you felt internally, externally.
Okay.
Yeah, I started shaking too.
You were too, Marcus?
I was shaking too.
Marcus, do you remember anything in terms of like before I had said I'm back? Do you remember any sounds that I was making?
I don't remember any sounds, but I just remember you closing your eyes. I do remember that.
Oh, so my eyes were closed.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't even know, like from the outside, all I remember is just how I felt, just the shaking and the vibrations. And I remember hearing Annette, and I thought you were crying and wailing out, like sobbing. That's what it sounded like to me, like you were crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you sound like you're sobbing, Annette.
Annette, like you were crying. You're wailing out.
Yeah, I was wailing out, but like it was like, like I said, I was crying, but I was not physically. It was more of a spiritual cry.
Right.
It's hard to describe because it still comes out the same way.
Yeah. It was kind of like kind of like that, right?
Yeah,
but there was no tears coming down that I could see. But she was just like, rocking back and forth, almost like, and then just like. Ooh, and it was like almost like before a woman gives birth and shit. She's probably breathing kind of hard like that, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
Right.
And then the tears came out. After a little while, it does come out. But wow, yeah, that was interesting just to see that it kind of. I don't even know if yeah. It was intense.
It occurred very naturally.
Yeah, because that was my first time ever doing that in front of anybody else. So,
and that was my first time ever fucking leaving my physical body, and I didn't even know what to really call it until I was talking about it, and then I was like, oh shit, like I really wasn't here, y'all, and I really was able to see other things out there.
Yeah.
I saw Lewis. I can remember a few things. Like I remember me and Annette talking specifically about just the sister connection, and her telling me like how people would always ask her if she had a sister, and then she had mentioned that, and I was just like,
okay, it makes sense that you're asking me this because I saw both of us. And I started talking about royalty and slavery and like, you know, just everything was just kind of mixed in together like one big fucking pot of stew. And I still can't really name and explain, but I just know that it wasn't just one phase that I went through. It was, and I remember describing it to you guys like it was just like it was looping. I was looping, and I was flying, and I was moving and going places, and sometimes I couldn't leave, you know, and yeah, it felt not like a trap, but like I was stuck there. And I remember, this is new. I don't think I mentioned this before, or maybe I did, but I remember saying to you guys that God let me come back, that he let me return, that I needed to like get it together this time and figure it out or something like that. Do you guys remember that? Like he let me come back.
Yeah.
I remember you. I don't remember you saying that. I remember you saying that the angels were
helping me soar.
They were praying. They were praying for you. Like they were petitioning kind of for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Like they were talking for you, kind of like to give you another chance. I was like, whoa, like what is going on? And I kind
of felt like you, when I came back and I looked at you, and that I almost was recognizing that in you in terms of the angels. And you guys, I think you guys asked me what they looked like, and I was like, they look like us. And I think, I don't know if it was Marcus, but somebody was like, did you see us or could you see us? And I was like, yes. And we looked exactly the same there too. It was just, God, it was, yeah, I don't even know, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy because I saw so much that I can't even paint a picture. I see all the colors, and, you know, I remember what I saw and how I felt, but I can't paint the picture, you know? I can't. But then I don't have to, because I remember, you know, what you said, Lewis, and then that, like, you know, that was for me to just kind of take with me and, you know, apply to my spiritual life and my gifts, in a sense, I guess. So
yeah, sometimes it can be for your subconscious mind, not your conscious mind, to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was really trying to make sense of it all and get into the logic of it, and like, why was it like this? And why was I saying this? And I had mentioned like a couple of my brother's names, and then I was talking about like being raped, and all these things were like mixed together, and I was trying to really make sense of it. But maybe the point in all that was that it just I wasn't supposed to, you know, really break it down like that. So
yeah, I think you went there to kind of declutter yourself and do some healing on a deeper level than we could give you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
That's so beautiful. I remember asking you, did you see God? Like, I was like, what? Did you see him? How does he look? Just like, I had so many things in my mind. I was like, and can you describe it? Because I mean, when you said it, I don't even know if you remember it, but
I don't know.
When you were describing the angels and like how they flew with you, like flew you back.
So I kind of, it's almost like a scene from a movie. It's crazy. I can see me going up and soaring up and being pushed up while they're under me, pushing me up. So I'm not flying without them because they're guiding me up. And that's just the scene that I see. I don't feel it. I don't feel them carrying me. But I just see that almost outside of myself, the image of us rising up, and they're pushing me up. And I'm at the front, like at the head, and they're behind me, and we're soaring. I remember that. And it was almost like, it reminded me of like Star Wars or something, like through space or some shit. Like it was just black and all these colors, and we were soaring. That's what I remember. I do remember that. But you know, I'm sitting here like, well, what does it mean? But you know, hey, it's okay.
I honestly think it's just God's way of communicating with you in a way that you can really never really doubt that he exists.
There it is. Yeah,
like,
that's exactly it.
Everybody has their own way of getting there. Like, okay, I can't deny you no more.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no more like, you know, oh, I don't know, you know, I'm just spiritual. I don't want to align myself with that feminist college stuff that just like, you know, doesn't want to be like, now I can be like, you know, yes, like there is God, there is a God,
So you saw Christ. So you saw Christ. Let's just get out of the way. Let's just get out of the way. Yes or no?
I think I might have.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Or maybe at least he communicated with me in the sense of my purpose or just returning or whatever. Like, because that's why I was able to carry that back with me. Like, I don't know if he wanted me to come back, or I was really trying to come back here, y'all. Like, there was some type of connection and relationship in that travel with him that was, that I took back with me. And I can't even.
Is he, let me ask you this question. Is he on Earth?
So beautiful.
Is he on Earth?
Of course. Yes. Very much. Very much. And I think we all know that in a sense too.
Yeah.
I think we know that.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. I can almost say it's different for all of us in our own lives, right?
Yeah.
Too. So yeah, I'll just say that.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Like, and then we were there too. Wait, hold on. I remember you saying this. I remember you saying that, like, us four were in each other's lives in the past.
Yes, that's coming back to me because I fucking didn't even remember that. Because me and Luce have talked, and like, it's some of the shit's like kind of coming back to me now. But yeah, I do remember all of us existing and being together, and almost like meeting up the same way. Like we found each other again. Like this experience, even in itself, is kind of like a repeat of what we went through, like finding each other again. It's fucking crazy.
Yo.
Like we've returned, or we're together again, because it's definitely for me, and I think that's why we were all so comfortable, and the way in which we vibed energetically, because it's so familiar, beyond the term empath, beyond our sensitive selves,
Wow.
or just or people of the African diaspora, that there's something there that we know, I think internally, that this has happened before, so
Wow.
that's how I felt. That's what I saw,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's deep. Wait a minute. You were saying also, because now I'm like remembering everything.
It's coming back.
You were saying how you saw all our higher selves speaking to each other? You remember
Okay.
that?
Fuck. Yes. God, I remember. It's coming back. Like we were like in this beautiful room or this space, and Lewis was there, and I remember Lewis's higher self and what he looked like. He was very tall and big and like gigantic, like an Amazon, like that movie. They're all blue. They're all blue and they're all really big.
Avatar.
Like an avatar?
Almost, yeah. Like he was big and he was like copper, like he was bronze, or it just, I can see him, and I remember telling him this too. Like, you were very grandiose and very like, like you were king almost. Like you were the leader.
She said cocky is the word she fucking said. Go ahead, Steph. Don't hold back, yo.
Like, but then I also see me and Annette, and in the royalty aspect, I see Marcus and the like. I think that's why also too, maybe subconsciously or outside of the travel, like when I saw that shirt, and I was like, "That's your shirt." It's like it's because I seen it before. It's kind of all kind of coming full circle for me, and remembering like, yeah, that image of just the spiritual man, and having like that button up and the clothing, the symbols on the neck or whatever, and the long sleeves. Like I saw that as Marcus's image in my mind too. And so I don't know, y'all. I just remember us all being in this room and talking about our purpose and what we need to do when we come back and return to our bodies, our human bodies. God, yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy that it's coming back.
How did we look? Because I know
just beautiful, and pure and angelic and godly. We were gods. I mean, I think that's what I said also, that we were gods, that we were existing in our full form as gods, and I think we also knew, or maybe even Lewis knew too, like when you come back and you return, you won't always remember that, and you have to try to remember that. Did I share that with you guys, that we needed to try to
yeah, you did.
I think I did. I think I said that to you guys. Like, don't forget who you are. Remember who you are, which is your God self. You know, so existing in these bodies here, but outside of that, there's, you know, that's that higher purpose of why we're here, and that's what we talk about when we talk about soul's ascension and everything. It's just, yeah.
Going back in time. Oh my God.
What'd you see?
It was like fucking slavery time. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh wow.
What happened? So what made you, why did your soul go back to that time period?
Yeah.
So why did you go back there? What to see? What was that? Was it your spirit showing you where you've been? Do you understand why you're going through what you're going through now?
Yes.
Could you explain that?
Just knowing and seeing the struggle in my eyes through my lens and understanding what it needs to go through to evolve on this soul level.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I had to go through.
Gotcha. How did you know when you returned to us?
I just felt myself rising, just rising. I don't even know how to describe it.
Could
like
you
soaring, like angel wings flying.
Yeah.
Am I the only one feeling the twitching all over my body?
I feel like my hand is like stuck here. My hand is like stuck. My hand is stuck recording. It's like, it's almost like I'm being energetically commanded right now. Do you feel that?
I'm absorbing her tremors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was meditating and I was making guttural sounds.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then she went somewhere with that.
Oh my gosh. I see. You put her into some kind of trance with that stuff. What? That's what happened, huh?
Girl.
That was awesome. Wow.
I didn't. What?
What? This happened naturally. You're talking about that howling woman they were saying? The
guttural sound, like, like.
No, you're talking about in the Bible that
a wailing woman.
A wailing woman. That was you.
Yeah.
That's what that is, huh?
Yeah, and I had to cover my head to make sure I I just stay covered. Like my head has to be covered when I pray. If not, I can't think. My thoughts start racing. So having it covered keeps my mind clear, and then I could focus on like prayer more.
Oh,
wow, wow, Steph, you just went. Wow. I never made these sounds in front of anybody, so I didn't know that was gonna do that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you're going through something. That's cool. Wow. Steph, did you go through any other time periods, or was that the only period for you?
I don't even know. I went so far.
When you left, did you feel like you were pulled out your body, like?
Yeah.
So you.
Walk us through that.
Yeah.
It was like a fucking tunnel shift. I can't even describe it. The pull. It came from like all channels. It just took me racing like continuously. Like no, I couldn't even stop. We were in a cycle. We just kept going and going. It was like irreversible. It was crazy.
Just trippy. It was so trippy too.
It was just trippy.
You know the trippiest part about it though? My hungry stomach that I couldn't eat s'mores.
God.
I was like, damn, we didn't get to make s'mores. No, I'm fucking with you. But...
Yo, nobody had the ingredients out anyway. I don't remember no marshmallows, no sticks. What was the chocolate?
we were ready, but then it got deeper. It got deeper because then Marcus had a moment too. So it was just like, wow, yeah, that night was.
No, let's talk. Let's not say a moment.
We need to go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, we do. We gotta talk about that.
I had no idea what was going on with Marcus. And then you can hear in there that I think this was prior to everything that happened outside. It was
when we were playing the game, right?
It was right after the game, because it's like you can hear us laughing and joking and stuff from the game, and then it goes into this. You can hear everything, like when we were smoking, you were like, Steph, hit the blunt, you got to breathe it. Like, it went through all of that, and then it went through to us going our separate ways in the house. Me going in the room, Marcus and Lewis talking, and Lewis having to kind of unpack with him. And I'll let you guys kind of go into that and talk about kind of what happened there.
So you did hear it? Okay, yeah, you heard it.
Yeah.
So what did you hear? It's just to, because you spoke a lot. But what did you hear?
I mean, I heard you go up to him and just ask him, like, checking in with him. And him kind of unpacking it in the sense of like what was going on, like, because you were telling him you felt kind of like distance or something, or right?
Yeah.
Or just feeling
Lewis
like
was saying, like, why do I not like men, essentially, and am I avoiding him because he saw me connected with you in the net and not as much with him? And I was just talking about that men have hurt me in the past, and I didn't know how to have like healthy relationships with men, and somewhat with women as well. Yeah,
you're talking about your father and stuff, I think, in that recording too, or something.
Yeah,
or something.
And and like seeing Lewis as a father figure, but also having a fucked up father figure. So it's like, what does that mean? If I see Lewis as a father figure, is he gonna be fucked up like my dad? So there was a bit of that, and then it was I remember that's what I explained. Is there anything else you want to say about Lewis?
Yeah, sure, but it's not even that, though. It's more than that, because we can all have thoughts, right? And that in the back of our mind, in our subconscious. But when you have a demon in you, right? They're gonna take that thought and amplify it energetically to keep healing out of your life, because they want to dwell within you. Does that make sense? And feed off of your fear and anxiety. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So sure, all those things you said were true. But the energy I was feeling wasn't just from you. You know what I'm saying? The energy I was feeling is because there was a force inside of you, probably also putting thoughts in your head and talking to you, and you were fighting its presence in your life while we were together. Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Say it again, because I didn't hear that.
Correct.
Okay. So you were battling inner demons, or I should say, you were battling a demon. Period. While we were on the retreat, and it wasn't that you were talking to the lady. It was even though you're talking to ladies, there could have been a dude there if there was, and you probably talked to him. It was the fact that demon knew I had the power to heal you that was keeping you from me too. You know what I'm saying? And so. It wanted to use whatever it could use, and that's what it went into your mental bank to pull out, to make you fear based. But anyway, long story short, the energy work we had done the day before really kind of helped Marcus's soul come online and have faith in itself to be able to do the inner work necessary to be renewed. You know what I'm trying to say? And so we took that over into the next day, because I've done exorcism on Stephanie before, and I had to do it. I did one, and then I did the second one twice. And I find that that's the best way to do it, because you got to kind of get the body prepped, the spirit prepped for the reality that there is something there. You know what I'm trying to say? Because this shit can seem like a fucking joke to people, or they don't want to take it seriously, or they laugh it off, or you know what I'm trying to say? Like, because who talks about this kind of stuff? Who have you ever met in your life personally that does exorcisms? Right, and even most church clergy can't do that realistically, right?
Yeah,
let's be honest.
I'm trying to do. I know that's going to be part of my life. Yep.
Yeah, exactly it. And so absolutely, and so basically, long story short, I had a heart with Marcus, about that, and I knew, and while I was having it, it brought up some. I guess there was a knife on the table, and I brought up some issues that he had with some trauma from his mother, seeing his, I don't know, and then And then I guess that was some regarding a knife. And then he began to play out that trauma with other people and feel kind of guilt based about that. And was just really releasing a lot of things. And demons play off of and I always say what shuts down empaths. And it's fear and guilt, absolutely fear and guilt. And demons play off of those two things, and guilt's cousin, shame, to try and lock you down energetically. And so by us breaking those barriers of fear and guilt, right? One with the fear with men and his father being hurt, and then the guilt of pulling a knife on his sister or something like that, or threatening people with the knives based upon what he had saw at the knives used earlier, kind of help bridge the energetic barrier that was keeping that demon hidden. You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. And so then I was able to essentially I would just call it only word I can think to use is basically it was like demonic what's the word when you take something into yourself? Transference, like demonic transference. So I sensed the demon and I took it out of him and into myself. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's the kind of the sound that you hear was basically me taking it into myself and then later transmuting it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think Annette had that audio. That you were like growling, like a
demon. I was right there too.
Yes.
I watched it.
Let me ask you, Annette, because you know what? Like that happened for me. It happened so naturally that I was just like, it was almost like I've done it before. I'm sure I've done it before in past lives or things like that. But let me ask you this, Annette. Like from your perspective, honestly, for me, if it seemed like Annette was so cool with it, Annette is such a fucking ride or die warrior. Let me just tell you guys right now, like she put on her fucking like spiritual head wrap and was ready to fucking go. She was right there with me. We were like fucking energetic surgeons together.
Man,
it was beautiful. But I'm going to ask you, Annette, how did it feel from your end to see what was transpiring, and did you feel it coming?
I didn't feel it coming. Because, like I was telling Marcus, don't listen to those demons that, they're talking to you, they're outside of your ears trying to get inside again, and just kind of like letting him know that this is part of the spiritual war that we all go through. And then, you were there right next to him and, you were just, consoling him, like, showing him like, hey, don't get stuck in your head. Don't agree with where you feeling. Just looking at it, it reminded me of the things that I already went through. Like I had to battle this thing on my own. Just literally, I had to really battle it on my own. So it felt familiar. Like, okay, he's going through this stage of belief, like feeling like he's crazy or feeling like he's afraid of him. Because I remember, Marcus, there was a point where you were saying that you can't trust yourself. And I went through that. I couldn't trust myself. I felt like I couldn't, if I couldn't trust myself, that's how they got me, So seeing you admit it was a very good thing. And I was like, all right, you're ready to heal. And then when Lewis put his arm around you, like on your shoulder, I thought he was just, patting you. And then all of a sudden, like he pulled you close. And then I was just like, I was looking Lewis dead in his face. I didn't look away. I wanted to see what happens. Cause these demons were effing with my life for years. So I'm just ready to fuck them up. Sorry, my language, but like, it's war. Like y'all were fucking with me forever. And I was just literally trying to have a normal life or just live. And all the time it's been back to back to back war. So just seeing Lewis like absorb that and then hearing the sound, I knew it was a freaking demon. I was like, oh shit, I just saw her exorcism. And I was like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. I need to this is real. Like, and I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, Lewis. I just really just looked at your face with no fear. And I don't know. I wasn't even afraid. Like, I don't know how, because I'm usually such a punk and so whatever. But I guess my soul was really there and was like, no, like, we need to battle this. And I felt secure to see that you knew how to handle it physically, and I knew to handle it verbally, if that even makes sense.
Yes, it does. You calmed him down. You said at the end of it, you were like, they don't care about you. I can tell, and I can tell when you said that you knew. Like I've never been demonically possessed before. Well, I shouldn't say. I've been possessed by the spirit of our ancestors. You're trying to say, and then had to release them through myself, but I don't think I've ever had the level of what Marcus or maybe you had gone through where I felt like demons were speaking to me. So I could tell when you said that you knew from experience, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I knew that smoking weed opens your ears to them, and you sense them. And you know what's so crazy? Just talking about it right now, I don't know how I knew that because I only started smoking weed when I was 31. I didn't smoke until late in my life because I knew that me smoking was gonna lower my spiritual guard. Some barrier that we have spiritually, when we smoke, it goes away and they penetrate. And I had to experience it. And it was so true. It was so true. So when I saw that, when I knew that you were smoking stuff, I was like, all right, her guard is going to go down. They're going to attack.
Yes.
And then when Mark...
I want to say real quick, I don't think that they that smoking makes your guard go down. I think that what it is like, because when I smoke, I never have issues with demonic attack ever. I think what it is that it does open you up, but it can open you up to both positive and negative if you're not centered in your faith and centered in God. Does that make sense? That's the difference. Okay, go ahead.
It's true because it goes just with like what we had the conversation earlier on, like whatever you're not dealing with internally will show externally.
Yes.
So in that sense, whatever he wasn't dealing with inside of himself, or whatever anybody doesn't deal with, it's going to come spiritually attacking you externally. Well, in that, you get heightened, you get extra sensitive, you hear them more. And I saw Marcus hearing them. So I could tell Marcus, I could tell you this, you have spiritual ears. So you can hear them. And I can tell you that because I didn't know that I could hear them until I was with somebody and they were like, why are you nodding? Who are you agreeing with? And I was like, what? And I was super, super high. And I was like, what do you mean? And I was having all these negative thoughts and I was agreeing and I was nodding my head nobody was talking to me. And then I was like, oh shit. I was nodding my head and I was like, oh shit. I was listening to somebody, like my own thoughts, but it was not me. It was definitely demons trying to have me agree with things. Cause when you agree with things spiritually, you kind of help manifest it, or if that even, I don't know if that's the word. Yeah, you kind of make it happen.
I know what you're talking about now. Yeah,
right, because they have you have to. They can always suggest things to you, but if you make the move or agree, then that's you're making it happen. You're making it a reality.
Right.
So just. I don't know. I just know that they were coming at you, and I did not want to let that happen to you because I know how much pain it feels. And it's like, I have to ask you, do you feel pain in your soul, like your spirit, like, because you were breaking down, man.
Yeah, like the next day, I remember just like feeling like I couldn't even eat. Like I just felt like my nervous system, like the literal depiction of a nervous system of like the nerves going through your body. Like it felt like it was very like exposed almost. Like I didn't have skin or barrier on it. Like I was just very sensitive toward everything, and like I felt like I was in pain. And then I just remember like I couldn't even eat my food. I like gave like most of it to Louis and stuff like that. And like I just remember the next day and like even my breathing. It was all just very sensitive after what had happened. And I remember feeling that pain after just realizing how I was playing out that trauma and that a demon did exist with me. Like what you're saying now about like hearing things, having spiritual ears, like that makes a lot of sense because I do, like not nodding to things, but like I just feel like I hear things a lot. Like even when I go to bed, sometimes like I feel like I hear shit that I know is not there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you smoke, you get heightened.
Yes, exactly. Like I told you, like one time I was smoking, I was listening to a song, and like I could hear the demons in the song. I was
what?
I just turned it off. Yeah, it was "We Want the Funk" by Parliament by P Funk, and like just the way they were saying it, I was like, oh shit, no, I can't. I can't. I need to turn this off for a second.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So. And like even not like even these past few days, I feel like I'm like as I've gone to sleep, and not necessarily demons, but like I just can hear things that I know are not there. And like I remember asking you like, Annette, am I unstable? And you had to reassure me, and like that was the demons talking to me.
Yes.
So it's a constant battle of thoughts and hearing and yeah.
It's a battle of the mind. The battle of the mind, like they say in the Bible, it's a battle of the mind. Your mind is your soul. Like they want that. So if they got your mind, they got you.
Yeah, they got your mind, they got your soul, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah, and what you were saying about like agreeing to things and then like making that stuff manifest, like I and I've talked to Lewis about it, like when I think about something or I see something, like I see it reflected in the external. And so, it's just like the principle of mentalism.
Or correspondence, as above, so below, and yeah. It means all of it. It's all of
like mentalism, but mentalism also like, you create your world.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, universe is mental, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, wow. That and it goes. It makes sense. Like it makes sense how they work because they suggest things to you, they tempt you with things. They can't make you do them. But then they're so really good at persuading that whatever you think and you do, you're the one that's going to reap the wrath or benefit from it. And it's not, this really is a crazy war. Cause now when you do one thing, especially with shame, like that demon was really going, because you were afraid to say what really happened. And I was like, what happened to you? Like, I got really concerned and I was like, what happened? And you were just like, no, like, I don't want to blame my mom. And I was just like, no, it's not about blaming her. You got to really like go to the root of like why you feel this way. And that helps. Like that helps me a lot. Like whenever I feel a certain way, it's like, all right, what is the cause? What is the root cause of me feeling this? What is it? Is it my ego? Am I trying to like prove something? Like that's being true with yourself. Like you gotta go deeper than just the surface, and then you get your answer, and then you could like attack what it is,
right? And
then you'll be like, all right, I'm getting better at managing it. Wow. Did
you guys want to hear it real quick? Marcus, you've never heard it before, have you?
I haven't heard it.
Let me play it because I think it'd be good for the sake of yourself to actually hear what transpired. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
1 second. I'm
gonna mute myself.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So it's at 7. Let's see here.
You're not alone, brother. We've all been through that. We've all come from that. You're good. And I know it's difficult for him to trust people. You know what I'm saying? Because what he's been through. I hear you. I got you. I know. I get you. I hear you. Deep breath in me. Deep breath. Come on. Let's go. We're men. Let's go. Deep breath. Let's go. We're men. Let's go. Deep breath. There we go. I'm here with you. Let's go. 2 more. got none of you. You're fine. It's gone.
I see it.
You're good.
I see it.
You're fine. You're a lead brother. I got you.
It was trying to get at you more.
Yes, I got you.
You see? If you're fine, it's in your head. This is real spiritual warfare.
Correct.
This is what you're going through.
Correct.
Okay? Remember, they do not care about you, man. This is how they get at you. They make you feel shame. They make you feel like you're the worst.
Yep.
And you are human. You will make mistakes, but they're strong. So that's why they get in us. They get in. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're fine. Wow.
So, I mean, there's more to that, yeah, but that was
Wow.
mildly intense, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was mildly intense, yeah. Yeah.
Felt like
I
it was
just-
happening all over again.
Yeah, and I keep
Yes.
remembering what I saw. I was like looking at Lewis then in his face when he started making those sounds, and I was like, okay, let me see this demon. Because, as a body of Christ, we have to cast these demons out.
Yeah.
So we got to be ready to see it. So I'm like, well, this is training camp.
Exactly it.
And Annette, your essence and your spirit was that, like, your words. I don't know, like listening to you, that was beautiful, sis. Like, fuck, like you, the way you comforted Marcus after that. Yeah.
That was God, girl. I have to tell you, sis, it was really Jesus. Like because I was listening to it and I'm like, I was speaking slowly. I was calm. I don't know how I was calm because I'm the most nervous one here, probably. And it was definitely God. Thank you. I mean, I got to give him glory because that was, Yes. I'm glad I was able to help, man. It was, we needed to double team.
Yep.
Why you sound like you just won the finals, yo?
yo, because you know what? Every soul is, you one of the souls. So I keep bringing the show The Exorcist back. That show, the reason why I'm bringing it back, because in the show, they battle so much for one person.
Yep.
For one soul, for one girl.
Correct.
And it's like, damn, this is, because it's eternal. Like, you don't want somebody to die or suffer forever. So you gotta be happy for that one triumph. Like, okay, we got one person out of it, or getting closer to getting out of it. It's big.
Marcus, do you remember how you felt during that at all? Or
yeah, I just remember a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, very upset at myself for giving into that urge, and then realizing that I was playing out what my mom had played out, even though I never wanted to do that. And then realizing how I played it out before without having knowledge, and the harm that I may have caused to my sister and stuff like that, and to my friends. And then you can hear me towards the end after you make your sound, I'm still breathing heavy. I remember that visceral, I don't know, just shivering. It was just so cold.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember you pushing him.
Yeah, because I heard that and I got freaked out. And you were still holding on. I was just like, what's going on? Because at first I thought you were comforting me, and then I didn't realize that you were exercising me at the same time.
At the same damn time.
Yeah. And so I got freaked out. I was like, what? And then also it's just was that also the demon just trying to push you away? But yeah, you got that shit. So.
Fuck that nigga, I was happy. I was shooting that fucking free throw from the fucking end line. Yeah, I mean,
nah, Lewis, hold up. You made those sounds, and then 1 second later you're like, you're good. How you do that?
Yes, that's a gift, man.
And then when you
He
said,
was like,
like,
y'all want
like,
some y'all want some pastelone now or whatever?
Yeah.
How about a slice of apple pie?
Yo.
Y'all want some Puerto Rican pizza?
Last move. Bro, like, dang. I witnessed that. That was very powerful. I didn't even know. I took it out of you. You're good. What? You just, nigga.
Yo, let me tell you, y'all. I mean, you start fucking with God like on this level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Your whole fucking confidence level is so fucking ridiculous. If niggas knew, how much confidence you get from doing actual fucking, I did over a decade's worth of spiritual work. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like my ego is based around my ability to serve God's will. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
And that's just where I'm at in my walk, and I look forward to getting us all to that point. You know what I'm trying to say? Because you guys are all natural healers and all natural servants of God. So it's beautiful to have it to be amongst like hearts and fellow colleagues to be. So
yes.
Yay.
I feel it. Yeah, we all definitely do. I felt it. I was like, wow, we were all healing each other in different moments throughout the trip.
I just want to say that, we're going to have many more retreats and we're going to have many more empaths on this journey. But I am so grateful for the first one with you, with you three, with us four.
Yes, yes.
I think it was supposed to be that way. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you guys coming and trusting yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where it started. That's where it started at home. It started within,
I'm glad you came because you were the one that was hiding.
Fucking scared, yo. And then when we met up, it just all made sense. I was like, oh my God, like, how could I ever question this? How could I ever doubt this? This feels so right.
You felt that astral traveling coming. I think that's what it was. You were so scared. You were in the room. I was like, why is she just smoked weed? Why is she in the room? What's up?
That was part of it. That same space in that moment energetically was trying to run away. And like I said, what you gave me in that room is still with me too. That piece you gave me, laying on my lap and not having to say anything. Because that's how powerful you are, Annette. Like you have the words to say that can transmute and transcend us, but then you also don't need to say anything. And you didn't. You came in and you laid on my lap and allowed me to just feel that moment of like peace and stillness. And I was able to release, and I felt safe enough to come back out of the room. And then Lewis came and y'all got the blanket, and it was just like, Steph, we're gonna go do s'mores and it's okay. And we're gonna be by the fire, and like I said, for the first time in a long time, I was able to kind of just release that numbness and exist in that moment and allow other people to take care of me and trust that there was no harm. There was nothing to fear, and that I could let go.
Gorgeous. Yo, springtime. We're gonna it's a bit of ways, a couple months away, but we're gonna get going on that. That's gonna be the next thing, and we're gonna start posting about that in the regular Facebook group. So if you guys can make it, you can. If you can't, it's okay. There'll be other springtime retreats. We might go back to the same place, but we'll see. But yeah, look forward to doing this again. And hopefully you guys will keep joining us every year.
Y'all better come every time.
Yeah, I have to say. That beach, though, that was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, at night.
That was vibes.
That was
Get
so
the
free.
water come over us.
That was Lewis's idea. Like, it felt like a little roller coaster ride. Like, let's all latch on, right? Let's all hold on.
The waves were going crazy. Yes. No. Go ahead. Oh my God. It was just, the moonlight was beautiful.
That moonlight. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the frisbee.
And the stars.
The stars. Yeah.
And the pull from the waves, they were really pulling me. Like, I almost
You're
got sucked out.
communicating. You were communicating though with the water, sis. You were talking to the waves though.
That was kind of scary to see it really communicating back, to be honest. I didn't think that it was. I thought it was just me being me, my weird self, you know, hey, hi, waves. And then it was literally like, you know, very powerful waves. I don't know what I have yet. You know, we must be really powerful. We're connecting in this level, and then you.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt free out there, yo.
Yeah,
I felt so free out there.
It was a different kind of peace out there.
Mm-hmm. But we're gonna have more of that, y'all.
This
That's gonna
spring.
continue.
Get your tickets now.
Just
But actually,
remember,
seriously though,
that's something to look forward
email
to.
me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm recording this for the podcast, right? So if people are interested in coming, they want to come on the podcast, they have to be interviewed and all that fun stuff. Holla at your boy. Annette did. She reached out to me. Marcus did reach out to me. You know, this is how it starts. You know what I'm saying? So maybe one day you'll be, you know, astral traveling, getting exorcism, or just having a bomb ass fucking peaceful ass time with bomb ass niggas. All right.
Accept the call, y'all. Accept the call of your soul.
Man.
Thank you, sir. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I mean, yeah, until next time.
Until next time.
Yeah, you too. Peace and God bless.
Love y'all.
So much.
Love you.
Peace.
God bless.
If you or anyone you know would be interested in spiritual life coaching, email afroempath@gmail.com or visit us on the web at afroempath.com for more information.